water's silent flight. Round the bend past the hole, I wait for you to cast your pole. In Ursa East, its realm awaits, its bride stands guard at ancient gates. Her foot of 3 at 20 degrees, return her face to find the place.
Oh. Fuck, I just ripped my tits off.
Double arcs on granite bold, where secrets of the past still hold. Beyond the reach of time's swift race, wonder guards this sacred place. Truth rests not in clever minds, not tangled, twisted finds. Like a river, steady flow, what you seek you already know.
You taught me the difference between reality and fantasy isn't a wall, it's a map waiting to be drawn. That's from Justin's audiobook, Acknowledgements. Hello, it's me again. I decided to do one last video of my last boots on the ground trip to the Polaris area, this time in southwest Montana. And this time it was more of a reconnaissance trip for the Grasshopper Creek and Grasshopper Valley, Polaris, and a little bit of the scenic Pioneer Mountains byway again. So anyway, this will be really quick. There's not a whole lot of information in here, but anyway, for anybody that's getting ready to go up to the Dillon area for Justin's book signing next weekend, maybe this will give you a little bit of insight into the area and help you out in whatever way. I don't want to make this video about my solve. I'm not trying to convince anybody that is the area, but just a couple things that I did want to share. So it turned out that I was able to spend a couple days with Justin, and he and I have been really good friends for like 5 years now. So one of the things that he was able to do for me was take me on his ATV up across Ridge Road. So we started at his place in Polaris. We went some kind of back roads up to Ridge Road that crosses the, I guess it's the west side of Comet Mountain, and he told me he had something that he wanted to show me. So it's like, I mean, I didn't care where we were going to go. I just wanted to go for an ATV ride. So anyway, as we're going up there, and also just so everybody doesn't think he's giving me any kind of an advantage, one of the things I do want to talk about is the fact that this road is so rutted. There is no way that you could get up there without a high clearance vehicle. So right there, that would eliminate at least the stretch we were in. It's eliminated as a possible place for him to have hid the treasure. And then the other thing is, what I didn't really realize before is, a lot of the road on the, I guess it's the east side of the Ridge Road, well, the upper side of Ridge Road is private property, and it is, there are signs, private, do not enter. And he also took me by the gates to a few of his family's properties, which also rules out any of those spots for his chest. I hope you enjoy my video. Since this video is mostly about Grasshopper Creek and my Reconn trip there, I did understand ahead of time that most of Grasshopper Creek from Polaris south or downstream is lined with private property. I mean, it's on ranchers' property, so you and I don't have access to it. And but one of the things I found out was a couple weeks ago when I went into the Polaris post office, which is the size of a walk-in closet. When I walked in the door, there was a seasoned gentleman sitting there on a chair in the corner, and he was just hanging out with the locals, the lady behind the counter, and anybody that walked in. And we made eye contact. I had said good morning to him. He smiled, and that was that. That day when I left, I had so wished that I would have taken a picture of him or asked to take a picture, because he represented everything that I thought I would see in Montana and a rancher. So time goes by. Justin and I are up there. We end up going into the Elkhorn Hot Springs restaurant for a late lunch. I'm sitting there at the counter talking to the people that work there and some other locals that I got to know. And in walks this man, and he sits down 2 stools away from me. I was so tickled that I had a second chance with him, so I walked up to him and I mentioned that I thought I had seen him at the Polaris post office, and he just smiled and he said, well, yeah, maybe, probably. And I said, I can't remember if I said, may I take your picture or may I have my picture taken with you? And he politely said, I don't do that. By now, Justin basically had gotten my attention and basically told me to sit down, that he is a very, very private person. And I absolutely respect that. So nothing more. Okay, now fast forward to the next morning. Justin and I go into the Grasshopper Inn restaurant for breakfast. And as I walk through the door, I see a table. I see this huge table surrounded by probably a dozen good old boy ranchers in the area. And at the head of this table is this man. So I looked at Justin and I said, oh my gosh, there's the guy from yesterday. And that is when Justin told me who he really is. And I do not want to reveal his identity. I am going to just call him Kevin. And it turns out that I think he is to Grasshopper Valley what John Dutton is to Yellowstone. So Justin went on to tell me that is the man who Justin got permission to cross his land to fly fish in Grasshopper Creek when Justin got bit on the butt by the badger. So I guess the Grasshopper Creek story, Justin's badger bite on his butt, and my Kevin Costner all came together. From his website, Justin wrote, "The poem unlocks my treasure hunt. Although the other elements will certainly assist you, the poem is the key." And one last comment on page 65, when he was talking about being at the Alamogordo Walmart and a kid named Kevin, he said he was clutching a compass like it was the key to every mystery in the Sacramento Mountains. I have my maps, I have my protractor and compasses. Now it's time to get serious. I hope to meet some of you in Dillon next weekend at Justin's book signing. Everyone be safe.